All right, Chris Olds, Beckett Baseball here. We're back with our second video. I'm here again with Robert J. Power, the accountant from Michigan who just sold his Stephen Strasburg SuperFractor for $21,000. Basically, it's been a whirlwind for you with this card. You bought it roughly a month ago, and a month later, it was sold. You just made the transaction a week after that. In our previous discussions, you talked about how you were really sold on Strasburg, and it was one of those cards that you were just, you saw the potential of it kind of reinvigorating the hobby. And you called it a dream card. At the time, we previously talked roughly, 3 weeks ago. You didn't really indicate you were going to resell it. But what led you to that point, I guess?
Well, I still do have high expectations for Stephen Strasburg. I think that card it's a beautiful card. It's the cornerstone of any collector's entire collection. My intent was not to originally sell it. I wanted to keep it for a number of years, and through some feedback from collectors and some dealers, most of it anonymous, of course, with the internet nowadays, a lot of negativity. I was really shocked. When I first purchased the card, it took me back to days when I was young, and
Right.
card collectors were friends, and we knew our local dealer's name, and it was fun. And I think some of the negativity in the industry now has kind of driven me out, so thus changing my opinion to sell the card.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough situation where you talked about the red SuperFractor, the red autograph 1/1. That kind of that got a lot of attention, but ultimately got punted, so to speak, by bad bidders and
Sure.
a lot of bad publicity. But ultimately you're one of the lucky guys in that you didn't have that happen to you. The second time around. When did it kind of start sinking in that this was not going to be a card that stayed with you for a long time?
Well, once I saw the red auto go, or at least it's 50,000, 100,000. It's difficult to pass up that amount of profit. So
Right,
I
right.
started thinking a little more and more, and then that combined with some of the negative emails, negative feedback, and also this quote unquote experts saying bad purchase, you're going to lose your money, it's not worth it. So me seeing that, my family seeing that, my wife seeing that, it just all combined together. And fortunately, I was lucky enough to find Brian Gray who purchased the card, and like I said, he is someone that should own the card. So it worked out well for everyone involved, I believe.
Was it a situation where was the money the big factor? I mean, obviously, a lot of people went kind of crazy when they first saw that he bought that card for that much. Was it a money factor, or just the negativity factor, or the kind of the stigma that you just were sick of?
A lot of combination of both. Like I said, collectors should help each other. I think I don't use the word jealousy, but just a lot of hatred. And,
Yeah.
That really shocked me. I thought everyone would be congratulations, good purchase. You brought a lot of spotlight back to the industry.
Right.
I viewed it as a good thing initially. I don't think everyone did, and I think a lot of that negativity kind of affected my decision. And,
Right.
So I wish I could have owned it longer, but it didn't pan out that way.
Did some of that? I'm trying to think of the time frame here. You first emailed me on June 14th for some information, and then on June 15th we published our interview with you. I wrote a story for ESPN on June 16th, and on June 18th, that's when you were on ESPN's First Take. Was there a time frame when you started seeing more of those kind of messages? Was it after the publicity, or was it after the sale?
Little by little, but I think the ESPN interview really capped it off. I think I put it out there to a few more people, and people got a hold of my home number, my email, and some of the messages were. We'll just say quite shocking, which that's very unfortunate.
We're talking about baseball cards.
Absolutely. We've got soldiers dying in Afghanistan currently,
Right.
and people are, throwing profanity at me for a baseball card. It was a letdown. We'll just say that.
Yeah, and 9 out of 10 people, if they were in your position to be able to do that, they would buy whatever they would want to buy. People buy Ferraris, people buy, whatever. It's not a baseball card, but the freedom to buy what you want to buy, that to me is that's the shocking part of it. If you're in a position, if Brian Gray's in a position to buy whatever he wants and sit on it, it doesn't matter. In this case, he bought the card for a business, for a product. But if you're a private collector,
Sure.
People buy Mickey Mantle rookie cards all the time in high grade for $50,000, and yet you don't see a weird backlash or just. I don't know. I mean, you don't see that kind of a reaction. So, I mean, whether you overpaid or not, that doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
You know, that, I mean, if you want to pay for it, you can pay whatever you want for something.
That's how I viewed
You know?
it, and people purchase new cars every day, and as soon as they drive it off the lot, they've lost $10,000.
$10,000, exactly.
So, I got compared to Bernie Madoff, or the Ponzi schemes, being an accountant.
That hurts as an accountant.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just one email fine, 2, 3, 4. You start really thinking, this is sad. So
Yeah.
So I guess to all the experts out there, so I made a bad purchase, $5,000 profit. So there you go.
Now, ultimately, I guess my next question was: is it a relief to? I mean, it's kind of bittersweet. You've got the card you really loved, and you believe in the player, and the player's done immensely well. Not getting support from his team. His numbers obviously could be better, but he's done very well. He's still the talk of baseball, nationally. You've got that immense positive with this negative. Is it a bittersweet thing to let this card go, or is it relief?
I'll go bittersweet because, like I said, anyone can send an email, anyone can leave a voicemail. I do believe people overall are still positive. Industry's stronger now. I wish I still owned the card, but I don't. So I still hope Strasburg has a Hall of Fame career and maybe get him some run support, and he might actually be able to pull that off. So,
final question: you previously talked in one of our interviews about your dream card. That you initially said that was your dream card, but what's your other dream card? What's the card you're probably going to pick up now?
The Vertical Many rookie card. I've got all of his cards except that rookie card, so now I can take some of these funds, purchase my dream card, and maybe leave the industry for another 20 years. And when the next Stephen Strasburg comes by, I'll come back.
Well, I think a lot of the people in the industry, the manufacturers, the card companies. I actually was going to contact one of the card companies to say, "You ready for this?" I didn't get their reaction. We'll get their reaction after this. I think there's a lot of people that wouldn't want to see somebody like you go, even though the kind of the weird stuff you put up with. It's a good hobby that a lot of people get that they lose that thought. I mean, it's a business. There's no doubt. The money's crazier than it's ever been. But ultimately, baseball cards are what a lot of people love and enjoy, going back for decades. So hopefully you'll get that Clemente rookie card. Hopefully you'll stick with it.
Sure.
And this is Chris Olds, Beckett Baseball, and with Robert J. Power. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.